Welcome, 2Nerds and an actor. I'm here with my two nerdologers. That's what I'm saying. Like a nerd astrologer. No, because they're already nerds.
Okay.
You're a nerdologer.
All right.
Tracking the stars of nerddom.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah,
Hopeful.
right? I love it.
Something to aspire to.
Got France to Rome.
Yerp.
And Mike Santana.
Yo.
Santana.
Bro, you did yerp.
Yeah.
No, I yoed it because you yerped it.
You have to like suppress it.
Yeah.
It was coming from space.
I never say yo, so there we go. I can't
Really?
do it. I can't, like,
Nope.
unless I'm exclamating something,
So
like,
what do
yo!
you say, what do you say during that song that's like, yo, yippee, yo, yippee, yo, yippee, a?
Yeah, I was saying it's either like an exclamation.
You bleep out the yo.
I just can't say
Bleep,
certain.
yippee, bleep.
I can't say certain slang words without practice.
Got it.
There's certain ones, and then when I do it right, I'm like, got it, because I'm an actor.
Got it.
So, anyways, welcome. What is it, episode 13?
Mm-hmm. Episode 1, though.
Episode 1
of the new season.
Of the new season, 2018. We made it. We're here.
We are.
We did.
Made it.
Look at us, guys. It's been a full year since we've been doing this podcast. I know we don't always put out content as much as we want, but when you look back at it, we technically did one a month.
We did at least one a month.
Yeah.
But we're going to up it.
We're going to up it.
We're upping.
We have so much in store for you this year. I mean, the world has so much in store for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to start it off right.
2018 is our year.
It's our year. It's always,
It's all
2019 is our year, too.
It's
always our year.
We're claiming them all, but we're starting with this year.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
It begins now. We're going to be talking about Black Panther, Black Mirror, Black Lightning, Black everything.
Well, Venom.
Black Venom. Venom is black.
Yes.
Like the color black.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear.
Yes, not the shade, but the color.
The color.
We're already getting emails now. We're starting to get.
I just want to be real.
We're getting hate tweets.
Unless Venom wants to be black. Like, who would play a black Venom?
No.
Michael B. Jordan.
Listen, yo, Tom Hardy, your boy, is playing
Oh
Venom.
my God!
Okay.
I love him so much.
But he is the shade of, he is the color black, literally.
Yeah, the color black.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know what I like to say since, we started talking about this episode, what are we going to talk about? Like, all black Errythang, right? I'm about it. And then you realize that Black History Month is, just a week away.
Mm-hmm. Which is
how exciting!
Yeah.
Shortest month of the year.
That's why we starting early.
Yes.
That's why we starting early.
We're pre-gaming for February.
Pre-game.
Now.
Which, okay, I want to start out, since we're talking about, black things.
Wow.
What is up with Donald Glover and Lando? What's happening?
He's playing Young Lando in the Han Solo DK spinoff prequel throwback.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But he will be Lando. He will work
Okay.
60% of the time, every time.
Yeah.
Okay, because people were saying, rumor, is he not playing Lando?
Who didn't know that?
Who the hell? They already showed dailies.
Who are these
Okay.
people?
I don't know. There was, speculation.
These are people that don't listen to our fucking podcast.
Twitter bots.
But it is confirmed. Have they started filming?
Oh,
Filming
yeah.
is probably
it's
done.
wrapped.
Right.
That
Oh, because
shit
it's
is
coming out.
Yeah. Post.
The thing is, they're in heavy post because they had issues with a director, and then they finally got Ron Howard.
They got Ron Howard.
Reshoots.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
But
okay.
the thing that is worrying folks that did know that fucking Donald Glover was young Lando, Jesus Christ, we have mentioned it here before. The thing that people are worried about is we haven't got any teaser, we haven't got any trailer,
right?
And Disney, they're usually on top of this type of shit, promoting their stuff.
That's true.
A year in advance,
at least.
with
that means
no
they got
hesitation.
something secret going down.
I don't know if I want to give them that much credit.
No?
I'm just worried.
Yeah, maybe a reshoot of the trailer. Or maybe a troubling thing. Maybe production isn't as something.
Because they cross-direct too many times. They change directors.
Yeah.
You think they ashamed? We not ready?
No,
They just
I
wait
hope not.
until it's right.
Yeah.
The problem is
That's
why
true.
it ain't right yet.
Disney's not gonna put out some crap.
And they've had some, big movies come out that they could have nestled a little teaser in there or something to get fans' palates wet.
Well, we don't know what's gonna happen in Black Panther.
You're right, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. They confirmed that we're gonna get Deadpool 2 trailer for it.
Oh, okay.
Like a legit trailer.
That's just one.
Not the Bob Ross.
I just want to note
I'll take Bob Ross though.
that this is where we are in the world now. We have leaks for trailers. We have spoilers for trailers.
No, yeah, they announced it. Like Fox, they're like, oh yeah, this is coming out.
Yeah, I gotta. Wow.
This is for that. Listen, this is for. They do that for that one motherfucker who's like, yeah, I want to go see Black Panther, but I'll wait till the second week. And he's wearing his Deadpool. Yeah, he's wearing his Deadpool robes, his underwear, and then they announce that, and he's like, oh fuck that, I'm in there.
Get my ticket.
We're out. We're going.
Tickets.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So before we move on to the next Black thing, I want to talk about some things I guess we never really spoke about, like Inhumans.
What's there to talk about?
Well, we did speak about it.
We did, but we didn't watch it because I heard it was literally basura.
Yeah.
Like, listen, okay, my mom watches bad movies, bad TV, and it's hard to tell how to trust what she's saying.
Shout out to Yvonne.
Yes, I love you, Mom. But she said she did not like Inhumans. And if the rest of the world said they didn't like Inhumans, and then my mom said she didn't like it either, I was like, this shit's terrible.
Yeah,
This is terrible.
I wasn't going to do my on-air.
Your mom.
My mom didn't like it.
Nipples flying.
So they canceled it. I feel like they canceled it once the first episode aired.
Yeah, I mean, they did almost no promotion for it. I know they try to promote it like it's an IMAX. You're going to watch the first 2 episodes. But even that was low-key as fuck.
They put it in movie theaters.
That's
what I'm saying. Yeah, it was an IMAX.
Yeah.
But they didn't promo that like really hard. Like as hard as you would think if it was good.
They knew what level of dookie they was working with.
Yeah. So they low-key like canceled that shit. And I guess what we can interpret from that is simple. That if they are going to incorporate Inhumans in the future, it ain't going to be the shit we saw.
No.
It's going to be some type of revamp. It's not going to be that.
Well, I heard, like, the Medusa. First of all, they made Medusa and what's the other guy? The guy who can't talk. What's his name?
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt. Mm-hmm. They made them...
All black everything.
There we go. They made them king and queen.
They were always king and queen.
Of this place, right? Yeah. But then they made it, like, so crazy hierarchy.
Yeah, no, that's like that.
That's like that.
Oh, but then they cut off her hair.
Yeah, within, like, the first 20 minutes or something.
And her hair is her power.
Yeah. So it's like they introduce... fucking Superman, and he flies in, and then they inject him with kryptonite, and for the rest of the movie.
5 in Smallville.
Yeah,
just a dude.
Somebody say,
yeah. Hey there, Delilah. Yeah, it's like fucking. Well, I'm cutting on C-Dub music, but we gonna get to that.
Oh yeah, we gonna get to that.
All black everything.
All black everything. He gonna piss you off. What was I saying? Fuck. Yeah, it's like pre-K Smallville. It's like
what?
Smallville babies. Smallville babies.
So when they were like it was canceled, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Well, they got to they had to low key assassinate that because X-Men's back on the scene.
Oh yeah,
true.
I was like, Inhumans were forced on the American public because Marvel didn't have X-Men.
They were shoving that shit like
Agents
down
of Shield.
the roads.
Yeah, Agents of Shield is probably going to change dramatically.
Right. Which that's good.
I want them to say mutants like every 5 minutes.
It should be a
you mean mutants?
Like a musical.
Oh wait, are you talking about mutants? Yes, mutants. Are you a mutant?
Yeah.
And then you just drink every time.
Yeah.
Mutant.
So the other cancellation that the world is sad about, but I'm like, oh okay. Dragon Ball Z apparently.
Dragon Ball Super.
Super.
Yeah, like fans after 15 years?
Dang.
Yeah, between GT and Super. When they released the new series and movies and stuff, animated movie.
Yeah.
Fans have been really excited about it. The ratings have been great. This Friday, Dragon Ball Fighter Z drops, which is gonna sell millions of copies. It's gonna be huge. like they announced a couple weeks ago or a week ago that this season of Super is it, and then that's it.
So is there other versions gonna be there?
Fans are hoping that maybe they'll take a little break and then come back with something new, a new series or a movie or something. But it just seems kind of abrupt because people are excited about the plot that's going on now and the tournament of power they're in or whatever. And we're seeing really cool feats. Spoiler: Vegeta received a new form, and we got to see him develop that and.
That is just so crazy to me.
Yeah, that they're just gonna cut it off now.
But I also never known a world where it wasn't on.
No, it was off for a long time. It's just that the following is so passionate about it.
It just felt like it was always on.
Yeah, there was always a game.
That's true.
They even did the re-release where they did kind of like a Brotherhood. Where it was Dragon Ball Z Kai, where it was they cut out the filler and just get straight more to the plot. Which is kind of like what Brotherhood did, right? So
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, with Full Metal Alchemist, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So it's always kind of been around. It seems in the ether, but fans when they heard that they were just really shocked, really shocked. So there's a lot of speculation going on. It feels like a stupid move when you got the game coming out right now. You should
keep it at least one more week.
Yeah. So it's gonna end probably another 7 weeks or so. From the day of this recording.
I'll just I'll let out a scream for that. That's the only reason I couldn't watch this show. So much screaming. I couldn't get with it. I'm like, what's happening? They're screaming again.
Well, you forget Food Wars. They scream and yell all the time, but at least
what? They do not scream.
What do you mean? There's
they exhale a lot.
There's orgasmic moaning that takes place.
That's not screaming.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Food Wars. Shout out to Food Wars.
Yes, watch that show, yeah.
And shout out to Team Hebe putting us onto that because I got Aisha into that in France.
I'm obsessed.
By proxy.
I have a video out right now about my obsession. It's on YouTube.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Watch my video.
We'll include a link.
Other things we're super excited about.
In nerd news.
I mean, it's not even nerd news. It's just happening. Black Panther.
Okay.
I just want to talk about...
You getting into it? That's my hands rubbing.
This is how it's happening. Listen. Pre-sales happen.
Yes.
It's been the most pre-sales in 24 hours than any MCU movie ever.
On Fandango, yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
In 24 hours.
Yeah, it outpaced every other MCU film that Fandango has ever sold pre-sale tickets for.
I literally was looking at seats and the shit was disappearing.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not even. It's more than a month away.
Yeah, and then for those of you who be like, yeah, but it didn't crash the site like Star Wars did. I will argue they probably used Wakandan technology on the servers to prevent that from happening.
They're like, we need to be always running.
Shout out to Shuri.
Nah. Who's this tech guy? I'm gonna look up his name. He has a tech guy. She's like
She's Tony.
She's just Tony, but I mean he has like a
micro.
A tech support guy. Yeah.
Like a hacker dude who's got
he has a hacker dude. Yeah, I forgot his name. The one that didn't know Skrull and still hacked into the Skrull mainframe shit.
Oh! Copy. Yeah.
I'm gonna look up his name for y'all. I gotcha.
Shout out to the Wakandans.
Hell yeah.
Just like black excellence. That's what it is. So I also realized that the world is really excited about Black Panther, but even people who have no idea about it. So I was talking to my coworker again. Yeah, shout out to my coworkers. I always talk about them. But I got a ticket for her to go see the movie, and then she was like, "You gotta tell me I was like, look at this, the shirt I'm gonna get," and it said Princess of Wakanda, and then there was another one that was born in Zamunda, raised in Wakanda, and I was like, oh my god,
that is dope.
She was like, I don't get it, and I was like, Zamunda. She was like, yeah, I know Zamunda, but what's Wakanda? And I was like, oh my god,
baby girl.
I didn't know that people are just so excited about Black excellence that they don't even know what Black Panther is. They're like, but I'm fucking going.
Yeah, because it's a black superhero.
Table flip.
Yeah.
It's a black superhero that isn't like a joke character.
Right.
Shout out to Blank Man. Shout out to Meteor Man.
Blank Man.
Okay.
Ah!
But it's also not even, A-lister Will Smith playing a drunkard, reluctant superhero. This is a legit, like, I could stand toe-to-toe with pretty much anybody motherfucker type dude. And
never colonized or overrun by anybody.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if we talked about the history of Black Panther here, this would be a 4-hour episode.
4 hours.
But the basics of it is you're getting a character that Marvel fans, like people that do know about the character, have been waiting for a very long time.
Right.
For him to get the shine, for Wakanda to get the shine. Because that's the thing, like, you could compare Black Panther to Bruce Wayne in a lot of ways, but I don't need to know much about Gotham outside of Crime Alley and Wayne Tower.
It's true. Like, tell me about Wakanda.
Yeah, Wakanda is like when Black Panther comes to war with you, it's him and everybody.
Yeah, Gotham's not going out for Batman. They're not like, where you going, man? We're with you.
Yeah, he ain't repping like.
The
Gotham.
cops are like, fuck you.
Yeah, he's not Bruce isn't repping, Gotham in space. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But T'Challa's repping Wakanda everywhere.
And they're with him.
Yeah.
They're like, you want to go through, get
on
him,
the comms.
come through me.
You got them on the comms.
Yeah, all Batman has, like, Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
The commissioner's always trying to convince everybody else, no, Batman's cool, I swear, I know him.
That's his day one. That's his day one. That's his day one. Freaking.
That's his year one.
Oh. That's gotta be a t-shirt. But oh god, and a tweet. Anywho.
Prince, you're my year one.
Aww. I just want to say, this man made him cookies before we started recording.
I did.
I'm saying,
it's the
cookies.
best family.
Cookies.
Yeah.
Gotta get cookies.
He was like, I had a bad day. And he's like, you want cookies? And he was like, yeah.
Want a soda? I was thinking about why Black Panther, and like why the
last man is it?
No, like kind of like why the fuck is it so important? Like why is it so important? Like why does it feel so important? I know why.
For people who know nothing about it to know how important it is.
But I was trying to figure out what the catch was, and I realized it was a lot of them. It was, and I'm trying to. I think I boiled it down to one thing, and that would be that. And this years before the phrase was said, but Wakanda itself is unbothered.
Yeah.
And unbothered is like DK peak black femme aesthetic. The idea that I'm unbothered by all of your shit.
The literary term is Afrofuturism. We mentioned it. It's this concept in fiction that unfortunately is relegated to fiction.
Right.
It's the idea that, if people of color were never affected by imperialistic motives, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just putting imperialistic motives. Let's just put it. Let's just say that
because it wasn't just like, there's a lot more.
Right, there's a lot more. So let's just say that it's how we would flourish.
Right.
Without that influence.
Yeah. But I think it's also just a mindset that black people get into as well. There's a lot of black artists who work in Afrofuturism. It's like, look at us personifying our excellence in a way that no one else can fathom, using technology and like views that nobody gets to see. And for us, like in a world, that's Black Panther.
Is
for that to happen in a whole world, that's
is Black Panther like the first pop culture? I think he's the first comic book Afrofuturist.
Most popular, but Octavia Butler's work.
Oh yeah, but that hasn't come out like. Oh
no, I mean, the Wild Sea came out in 1973, and that was the first time anyone had ever read on a like it was a big publisher. It was a big
when did Black Panther come out though?
1966.
So
wait, she said.
First, then.
Oh no, but one is more like Black Panther is more popular, but Afrofuturism still wasn't a concept.
Okay.
Right.
When in 1966 when it came out, it was written. It was everything kind of rudimentary and reactionary to the turbulent politics and shit.
Okay.
I was like, so when Octavia Butler drops Wild Seed and it goes through time, and from Africa through to a future we can't conceive.
Mm-hmm.
That's when people started thinking about. That's when the first time, I think it wasn't James
like,
Baldwin.
oh, we can transcend.
But there was someone. There was a review, and the review was, "Oh my God, why have we never thought about us in the future?
Right.
And why are we never in futuristic things?" Like the first time someone had posed that question was in reference to Octavia Butler's work, which then gives reference kind of back into Black Panther and its resurgence in the 2000s.
I'm gonna mutilate Dave Chappelle's joke, but then he say in his last stand up something to the effect that I'm gonna do something that a lot of black men can't afford to do or something like that. I'm gonna think about
how I feel.
Yeah, so when you keep motherfuckers under the wheel,
right,
it's hard to think about where the cart's going.
Right.
Legit.
You know?
So true.
And the creation of Black Panther represents a push to that. Shout out to Stan Lee. You know, I was like Jack Kirby. And then having it go through other resurgences. Every time there was a resurgence, something blacker was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Something Afrocentric was happening. Like each time, like it came back up. Changes in the costume, all of that, and what it represents now is what happens when we're in the room to design.
It's our room
to design the future.
But it's not even what happens. It goes a little bit beyond that though, because it's not even what happens when we're in the room.
Right.
It's what happens if we had our own fucking room from jump.
Room at the beginning.
That's what Black Panther proposes.
You mean Wakanda? I'm talking about the production of the film in general.
Oh yeah. Yes. The production of the film.
We've been given the tools.
Right. So I feel like they were given as much of their room
as
possible as Hollywood at this current state would allow. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like seeing the cast, they get together, the way they're talking about this film, the energy it seems really exciting, and these are like this cast, by the way, by accolade, by accomplishments, by everything, is a phenomenal cast.
Yeah.
Forget about what the movie is.
Yeah,
the movie could be Good Burger 3. It doesn't matter. If this is the cast, you're still like, damn, this is a good cast. I'm going to go see that.
Yeah.
Welcome to Good Burger. That was my fake Chadwick Boseman.
I wasn't sure.
Welcome to, I don't know. He sounds so breathy.
Whitaker in that? You know what?
I'm a squint. One eye.
Stop.
No, it's true.
But yeah, like this cast is phenomenal in its own right. But I feel like they understand this world that they're introducing to a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Is an important one. It's gonna create a space within the Marvel universe, and I think within cinema, especially by the excitement that's coming from these pre-sales, that there's not enough of. You know, there's not enough of it, and I'm really hoping that the movie's good. Obviously, I'm hoping the movie's good.
It's gonna be good.
But I'm also hoping that the movie does really, really well, and to a similar effect, like Wonder Woman, where they had the woman director. I'm sorry. You know, Gal Gadot was very vocal, and you know, the production of it and everything like that. And a lot of people were very happy with that film and how it portrayed Wonder Woman as a woman and whatever. It's like I'm hoping it has, you know, exponentially more of an effect on Hollywood with the success. You know, that's what I'm really. There's a lot riding on this movie. A lot.
It's true. And just like the whole, not even just like what you were saying with Wonder Woman, like, oh, woman producing and all that stuff. That's the same thing they're doing with Black Panther. It's like everybody behind the scenes too is like Ryan Coogler's peoples. Word. Like he was like, look, we're in here. We're all in here.
Yeah.
Which is also so dope because we don't get, like, I'll be honest, like when I first came to New York doing like music videos and stuff, like I would go to these casting calls and it's like all these black artists. And then when I get to the shoot, everybody behind the camera is white. Every single person, the camera guy, the director, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you're doing this video that's so, like, yeah, this is who we are. This and that, like, strippers or whatever. And you're like, and it's like this Jewish white dude is, like, holding the camera. I'm like, what's happening? But, so it's just really nice to see, like, we're wholesome. The whole thing is.
The whole thing. I hope I want to see a cameo by the Front Street Gym. The homies from Philly and Creed. I just want them to walk by. Just ground it real quick.
Like exchange student to Wakanda.
Facts. Oh my God.
Well, okay, so moving on to the next Black excellence. Black Lightning. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anyone knows me, you know that I have a very low tolerance for corniness. I endure it sometimes when I really want to know a story. Like, I still watch Flash. Okay? To all you Flash lovers out here, don't lie. That writing is not good. But the story is interesting.
You mean the Cisco show?
Yes.
Christian.
Cisco. No, I love Flash. I will keep watching, but I do know how corny it is. And I can't watch things like Arrow. No offense. Sometimes it gets to me.
We just lost the listener. I can tell you right now. We just lost Ruff.
Listen, I'm the actor, so you have to forgive.
Wait, what?
I went through 5 seasons of Arrow, and I was like,
come on. Those actors and that script, that shit is tough. You keep on keeping on, all right? But so I was like, all right, about to watch Black Lightning. It's on CW. Please don't ruin this. And they did. Now, I slow clapped at the end of the first episode. I legit, in my living room, was like, all right. You start an episode with Nina Simone, I was like, I'm listening.
Singing Billie Holiday.
It was.
I saw the first 2 episodes, but we're only going to talk about the first episode.
Yeah, we didn't see the second one yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I did, but I ain't going to talk about it. This is the first episode.
We'll watch that when we get home.
No. Fix that in post. Yeah, it's a great show. Like, I mean, the soundtrack, that's the thing that stood out to me the most. The soundtrack in the first episode, let alone the first 2,
right?
I was like, yo, this shit is like, I'm gonna download this. I need to download this playlist.
What's the Spotify playlist name?
Yeah, like I need to download this because they had a song for like almost every scene, and it was a good song.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
it was a good song, matched with what was going on.
And new songs I had, because like I don't listen to the radio all the time, so I'm like, what is this trap song? I would actually listen to this.
And they had some covers. They had some covers to songs, but they were like really good covers. Like you know how there's bad covers.
There's bad covers.
And we're talking about C-Dub, so it's
exactly.
Like even their actual songs sound like fucking covers.
Somebody save me.
All right, we got it. We're gonna lose out. Because we're going to be on YouTube now.
I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with watching those shows. I love the stories.
I couldn't pinpoint where I had seen the actor, like the guy that's playing Black Lightning.
Living Single?
He was in Living Single.
Yeah, that's where I know him from the most. But for some reason, I looked up his IMDb while I was watching. I was expecting, I thought I had seen him on The Wire. No, he wasn't on The Wire.
Nah.
But it doesn't matter. He has a great presence. The cast is pretty strong.
Real strong.
I didn't recognize all of the actors, but it was pretty strong. And
I like when you don't recognize all the actors, to be honest.
Yeah.
It always excites me that people are looking for someone who fits the role rather than like, oh, people know who you are.
Yeah.
Word. Oh my God. I really enjoyed that they had the respectability conversation without ever having a respectability conversation.
What do you mean?
Because the main character is a staple in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But he was an outlaw at one point. And now he's like, he's Denzel and he's Dennis Rodman.
No.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard of.
He was Morgan Freeman in fucking...
Shawshank?
Lean on me.
And Lean on Me.
Lean on Me.
Wait, isn't Lean on Me?
It's Lean on Me.
Okay, he's that because he's the principal.
Yeah, but he ain't that.
He was like fucking like Batman.
I was like, and Batman.
Yeah.
He's more like, well, nah, because
he was a
call me
vigilante.
crazy.
When you talk about outlaws,
but he wasn't shocking kids. He was not shocking. He's not like holding kids off the roof, talking about stop doing crack.
No, but he's
looked like he was.
He's electrocuted.
That's what it looked
like.
That's what
I mean, he literally does that in the first episode.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying.
Nah, it's like he fucking what do you call it?
Y'all have not seen this movie recently.
What?
The lead on.
Oh no.
He's
walking down a hallway with a bat
in their whole chest. You know?
Is that not what he did? That kid brought a gun.
If Batman could do that, he would. If Batman could punch your heart with a bolt of lightning, I think he would.
In any extremity, I really appreciated
that drug dude went to his place and shot the shit out of him.
In costume.
I'm just saying, it sounds like holding kids over roofs don't do crack.
Black Lightning was dope.
Yeah.
So dope. And like also love the women characters because the sister dynamic was like pretty realistic.
It was. It was. Like I was like, hey, that's how the kids at my school speak to one another.
Well, 10
like,
points
there's
deduction
some lines.
from House Gryffindor for
Fast ass.
Fast ass.
They trying to make
Always
that stick.
fast ass.
I was like, I mean, no, that's just an old school. That's so old school
Right.
that it's too old school to be in their
you
mouth.
can't
Oh,
say
you
it,
mean
you
like
can't.
Black Lightning?
White Lightning
Very-
is this old school term.
No.
Oh my, no, you're
What
saying
the
like
fuck? No, I mean,
the
he's old school.
character. The
Come
character.
on.
All black everything. You can't say white lady.
Shout out to Harvard.
Wait,
Birdman.
what?
Wow.
What do you mean?
Hashtag white thought.
Yeah, right?
Black everything.
Oh, God.
Well,
How we gonna play chess?
Oh
it's
my
another
god.
episode, Mike.
It's just one side.
What the pieces do? They just get along?
That's what they do.
I'ma
They move
stop.
concurrently.
This ain't a war no more.
But,
It's a
but
dance
to
party.
say,
It's a group party.
what's the guy's name? The bad guy in Black Lightning.
Lala.
Wait, which
No,
one?
not Lala. The big black guy. I mean the big.
Oh,
albino dude?
Tobias
He's
Whale.
albino.
Yeah.
Yo.
It was so exciting.
He my
to
favorite
me.
character in that whole
Wait
joint.
till you get to the second episode.
Oh my god, I love him. Okay,
He
wait.
He
says
says
some
so
shit.
shit. Yo, he just keeps saying
He
shit.
said, but wait. So in the comics, was it a white guy?
Yes, is a large,
Oh.
giant white dude named Tobias Whale who's he's white
Yeah.
Right.
and he's like albino and he's like a
Like
giant.
Kingpin type of.
Yeah. He has a kingpin affect.
So this guy was born to play this role?
He was
yeah.
born.
Wow.
Oh my
Got
goodness.
another Tony Stark type of
Yo.
born for the role.
Yes, this dude was born for the. I just want to go back in time and watch him in life.
He's been training his whole life.
His whole life.
Yo,
Like
he-
Deadpool.
We harpooned that dude in the chest.
Yo.
Yo, to talk to him, he's like, "Come here,
Come here.
get over here."
Straight scorpion his ass.
Scorpion.
Yeah, so
Yo.
that was really exciting when I saw that character. Even though, like, I don't know a lot about it, but I was like, "Ooh, whoever this guy is, good casting, good ass casting."
Yeah, and the interesting dynamic, about Black Lightning is that he has a family,
Right.
and so not all the superheroes, like Arrow had a family, but they all grown and shit, Like this guy got kids.
His kids,
You
they're
know-
just trying to look after.
Yeah, like now this is a C-Dub show, so I want to see him talk to Diggle. You know what I mean? They can have a talk.
Aww.
They don't exist in the same universe.
Oh,
They
Yeah,
also Supergirl shit probably.
Yeah, but off of the
Earth
ratings,
2.
off of the ratings of the first 2 episodes, which have been really strong.
They want to include it in the Arrowverse.
I mean,
As long as the writers
it'd
for
be
Black
dumb not to.
Lightning
Yeah, they'd
work on the Arrow.
that's what I was
Hell
gonna
yeah.
say. That's what I was gonna say.
Let's swap writers
They'd be
here.
dumb
I
not
just
to.
had a moment.
They'd be dumb not to what?
'Cause
Brain blast.
It was released. It was released a few months ago that the showrunners and writers on Arrow were thinking about doing a Black Lives Matter episode.
Didn't they do it? They did it.
I don't know.
I don't know if they've done it
I thought
already.
I thought they did it.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
maybe
If, I
our
haven't
fans
watched.
can
I
tweet
haven't
us,
watched the
tweet
last
us
season real close.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
Because
they
they
did it.
did that like feminist episode in the Flash. That was
So they've been doing that a lot
not that good.
across the CW. Staying relevant.
Mhm.
So, but I'm wondering if Black Lightning is the what they were waiting for, because they already knew it was going to be in development,
like,
obviously.
Sure.
So it's like, is that what they're waiting for to do the Black Lives Matter episode? That would be some ill
I don't know,
ridiculousness.
but like Black Lightning, the first episode touches on some real shit, and it handles it in a way that, because I try to watch it, I'm enjoying it, but I'm also thinking how other people perceiving it, whatever.
Right.
It's not like over the top preachy. It doesn't seem like it's catering. It seems relevant as fuck.
Right.
The way that whole scene plays out, and also knowing how Black Lightning's powers work, where he gets stronger as he gets angrier, which is interesting.
Right.
He's like Hulk in that way.
I'm so upset.
Yeah, so I mean C-Dub was probably just doing with this show what I guess Marvel was trying to do in Inhumans. Like they said it's kind of, they didn't say it was connected
Sorta.
to see how it's gonna land,
Right.
and then you take it from there.
And they're like,
The only difference is one show was terrible bad, and this one it seems to have a lot of potential.
My only drawback, of course it's political. My only drawback to Black Lightning is that every black hero deals with black on black crime.
People have been saying that a lot.
I was like, But
But I
Arrow
feel
gets
like
to
how
fuck
else
with
you
ninjas. I was like, and there's ain't nobody dealing with school shootings.
No. But then that's how it gets corny.
I was like, but none of the white heroes are dealing with school shootings, which is happening.
Yeah,
we've
that's
had 11
real.
since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the OA did.
the funny thing is, like,
You know, the OA did.
again,
The
watch
OA did.
Shout out to the OA.
when you get to watch the second episode. The way Tobias sees himself would put your premise to the test.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm talking about.
I'm already about this show.
Because he doesn't really identify the way
the way
you might think.
I'm an albino American.
Bro. So anyway, the grand scheme, they
got
might
the
be
power.
building to that. But
Got the money.
Albonics.
that's a good point though. I mean, the thing is, they could have written Black Lightning into any community they wanted.
Right.
Legit.
But the community he's in.
I think they did it.
Is he
a
in?
good choice.
Since I only saw that first episode, where is he?
Freeland, I think is the name of the city. Freeland City.
I wonder if
It's called Freeland.
I wonder if he's in the Milestone universe. You know,
like not even in the DC.
No, like because that was a DC offshoot from Jump. I was like, but all the black characters like Static, Icon, Milestone, Rocket, they all existed in this one like town in the Dakotas.
Right.
That was like I was wondering if this was like connected to that because I was like, obviously it's not a place geographically like
What
that
was
we
the
know
name
of.
of the high school?
MacArthur.
Was it?
I think it was MacArthur.
Something like that. I was like, I totally thought that was like the name of the town because they said it so many times.
No, I think it's Freeland. It was something land.
Yeah. I feel it.
Yo, and that Taylor.
Yo,
Shout out to James Remar.
That
My
was
God, he's
dope.
back at it again.
He's always in things I like.
So cool.
Yeah.
He comes in hurting. He's like, I gotta save my girls. He's like, go downstairs.
Yeah.
He like already knows.
Behind the Bruno Mollies.
Yup. Yes.
What is it? What is it? Not Brogues? Oxford?
Oxford's not Brogues.
I mean, listen. Kingsman references are gonna hurt me for a long time.
Yeah.
They got to re-up off that.
That's gonna hurt.
We're not gonna review that again because it was terrible.
We already said it was
11
So
R's.
sad.
Terrible.
But this is the only thing, and I talked about this at work too. I was like, Black Lightning, great show. And then the was like, except for that costume. And I was like, I agree.
Yeah, the costume.
I
listen,
can't.
The costume isn't. It's a CW show.
Exactly.
And it's also
they showed themselves just in the costume, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's season 1 CW. That's another thing. Like if you go back and watch Arrow.
Oh my God.
Costume from season 1, like
it's awesome now.
No, now it's
I guess they gotta grow from somewhere.
Yeah, they throw more money at it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, at least they're, you know, when it comes to the lightning effects in his fists and stuff like that, they're not going low budget with that. Like they're using it, you know, and this show relative to some of the other CW shows, like it's like with Flash, like you're gonna have to use special effects almost every episode.
So where do we pull the budget?
Right. Well, they pulled in the costume probably. You know,
it didn't
I just
look
feel like
like
he
it,
took
though.
Jubilee's powers
put
and
together.
it's like inside those lightning bolts is like rainbows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is that a thing? And why is it so big? Like, looks like he doesn't have a neck.
Yeah.
How are you
that's
moving?
Because that's what happens when you juxtapose the original artwork to a man. Because he's bigger than the character in the comic book.
They should have made it slim because then it would look like it was his armor and that's just his freaking body.
But then there's the realism about having to ground electricity and like there's some stuff to it that makes a lot of sense. Also, that dude is giant.
Yeah.
I was like,
they'll slim it down, I guess.
I mean, Taylor Dude showed like schematics, you know, so there's some thought that went into this. Probably 9 years worth of thought, but you know that hasn't been revealed to us yet. They still haven't like they don't explain how his powers work.
Yeah.
They're not explaining why he's in pain necessarily when he uses them.
Yeah, he looks.
They haven't explained that. They don't have to right now, but you know, there has to be a logic behind the design, I guess. But the aesthetic, the way it looks, I agree with you. It looks low budget CW, but you kind of like, when the show's good.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you kind of forgive it for certain
I
things.
watch Flash. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, that's just terrible.
I think I can forgive.
Badge of courage, you know.
Yeah.
I watch Flash. We did not practice that.
You didn't. That was.
And we harmonied that.
It's
shit
because
out
of the
that.
cookies, guys.
Is that what it is?
It's the cookies.
Nah, it's Mariah Carey's
I didn't eat the
humidifiers.
cookies.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, it's also just to cap it off, it's a family affair.
Yeah.
That's what's dope about it. Like, the older sister woke up and broke that freaking sink. What does it mean?
It means we gotta stop. We gotta find new ways.
Is it fire? What is that?
I'm gonna say this. Your boy Black Lightning has strong genes.
What? And then what is the younger girl?
Or does he have
She
weak
kicked that guy in the
genes
stomach.
that
No
got ripped
fear.
off by his ex-wife? Just
oh my god, I love their whole thing. I want them to get back together. I know they're not going to because that's the whole tension. But like, it was so dope to watch them
interact.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I liked almost every. The one thing I liked almost every single character interaction that they had going. The conversations flowed well. Mm-hmm. Like for the first 2 episodes, a lot of thought is going into it. It's entertaining. It's good. It's a good show. They got it for 13 episodes I think for this first season.
Oh wow, that's a lot for
like the ratings have been pretty good for first 2 episodes, and maybe it gets picked up if it hasn't already. I didn't check for a second season, and then maybe they'll start tying it in somehow with the other C-Dub shows.
Well, as long as those writers take time.
As long as there's no more Crisis on Infinite Earths bullshit.
I did not even watch that. Anyway, so the next big thing I want to go to, Black Mirror. Yup.
Black
Mirror. It was...
Barack Mirror.
That's
what I was putting down.
I've been talking about this so much because so much happens in each episode. They did focus a lot on women. That was really like women
that was
in powerful places
that was sort of a theme,
being
I guess.
powerful or taking control or some one of like
or fucking up.
Yeah, exactly. It was like
or fucking shit up.
The lengths they would go to protect themselves or their families.
That was a theme.
That was the thing because like in the first episode when she gets that thing put inside her kid's head. To see everything she's doing. I would say
that's that was definitely an overarching thing. The extent that a woman would go to protect her family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was gonna wait to get to this episode, but the one that everyone talks about, it was like the most traumatic. What was it called?
Black Museum?
No, that wasn't dramatic. That was like everybody was like, yes.
You're talking about the one the chick.
Yes, and the murder.
Oh, the baby.
Yes, that's not the name of the episode.
Wait, I'm gonna fuck up. Name of the card. Wait, no, I'm gonna get this. Keep talking about it though.
Oh, okay. So when they kill that, like whatever, they're young and they kill that bike rider in the car by accident. Snowball.
It's not called Snowball.
Snowball.
Nope.
Damn it.
It's not called Snowball. Keep going.
But so they kill that biker and they're like, we gotta cover it up, and they like throw his body in like a ravine or whatever. And then the guy comes back like he wants to do an anonymous letter, and she just can't handle it. Like, no, I buried this. You know, she's obviously successful by this time. And it's like, crazy. She kills
everyone.
She kills like 4 people and a baby.
Yeah. When she should have killed the gerbil.
She should have just killed the gerbil.
Crocodile. See, I was saying what it's
Crocodile.
Yeah, crocodile. Yeah.
I thought snowball because that shit snowballed. Like, so crazy. I was like, how is this better than an anonymous letter?
Motherfucker got hit by a pizza truck. An autonomous pizza delivery. Pizza delivery.
And that's how she got caught out there. She killed that poor woman.
That wasn't Hang the DJ?
No, Hang the DJ was the one.
No, it was Crocodile.
Relationships. With the you have to check the time.
Oh,
yeah, it was Crocodile. I said it was C. I was doing this with the C.
Yeah, it was Crocodile.
Yeah, it's Crocodile.
But yeah, first of all, that was the length she was willing to go to protect her family, which definitely backfired.
No, they dropped a bomb on you. It's like, you're like, oh man, oh well. Because part of me, because Black Mirror will reach into the deepest part of your soul and be like, here's your darkness, say hello, go out on a date. And I was like, she saw the baby, I was like, man, the baby gotta go.
That's what he said, and I was like, she's not gonna kill a baby.
I thought she was gonna like kidnap the baby.
I thought she was.
Nah, man, she was too deep. She got blood. She got crazy eye.
Her eye, it's like crazy eye sadness too.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna just run away with the baby.
Nah, she made it a point to murk everybody.
I thought like put it in like an orphanage or something.
Yeah, no.
Leave it at a hospital.
What I thought she was gonna do is run away with that baby, start a new family, and just leave her other one behind. That's what I thought. That's the kind of crazy.
But she knew that they would do. They knew that they would do the mind thing on the baby, and it would see her. So
we
even
knew that.
Yeah, so even if, let's say, she did give the baby
No, I'm
away,
saying if she would have fucking taken the baby. No, if you take
then
the
she
baby.
would have that baby forever.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I thought she was gonna take the fucking baby and then just start
In
her
the
whole life.
I mean, in Universal, motherfuckers reading memories on DVD. Then
Yeah,
you can't take nobody's
It wasn't
baby.
even DVD. It was like, here's your like, I
Not
don't
gonna
know,
work.
8-track of video. I was like, why is this?
Then they hit you with the, oh man,
Yeah, but
who kills a
the
blind baby?
But the thing with
Blind
Black Mirror is
baby.
like as advanced and brolic as the tech is, there's always a flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I think
Just
you
like
could
real
get
life.
away with a baby if nobody asked you no fucking questions.
But they would have
Marvel
found
Heroes
her.
Omega.
She killed everyone. She left a pretty big trail. It's insane.
Oh yeah, trail bodies.
Trail of
Trail of
bodies.
bodies. Well, that was the one that was like most traumatic, I feel, for a lot of people. It was like you couldn't fathom that.
That insurance
People
lady
like her.
ate a lot of mints.
It made me want mints while watching it, to be honest.
It made me want to enjoy something as much as she seemed
Like a buttermint, though. Like
I'm
love
just saying,
those.
I just wanted something that was as delicious to me as the mints
The
seemed
mints.
to her.
Well, it was the last thing she ate, so
Yeah.
that was cheap.
But yeah, talking about Hang the DJ, that was probably my favorite episode.
What?
Yeah, what?
Everyone says Black Museum is their favorite episode.
Oh, okay, I'm not everyone.
Woo! Flamed them.
I'm just.
I didn't like that. That wasn't my favorite episode either.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the Black Museum,
I
but I
did.
kind of saw where it was going.
Me too.
Me
too.
And what I didn't like was, since we're hopping around, we're Black
Right.
Mirroring our Black Mirror
Black
review.
Mirroring.
Like
No timeline. to
what
this.
they didn't explain to me, and yes, I did need it explained to me, was okay. So she put the dude inside the brain of her dad's hologram, the consciousness.
Mhm.
But when the keychain thing came out, how
He
come
was in
it was how come it was his face instead of the,
She replaced
Like-
him. She replaced her dad's. Her dad's hologram could
Whatever.
go free.
I'm just saying that part kind of bothered me. In
And
an
she
episode
wanted
where they
him
were
to
explaining everything. that's what I mean. In an
Yeah.
episode where they explained everything, it didn't seem like she did anything to make that happen, and it happened.
She
But it doesn't
just
matter.
wanted him to be tortured.
Hang the DJ was my favorite episode. It was tragic as fuck. It was funny to me.
It wasn't tragic.
Oh yes, it is, because there's a constant loop of simulations all the time. It never ends.
But it was cute.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
that's the dating one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not torture. It's not real.
No, but okay.
No,
But
it's
if we're
real,
going-
but
No,
it's
no,
only a
it's not.
simulation.
No. But if
It's
we're
an
going in the
algorithm.
same, no, I know.
Yeah, that's
but
what-
if we're
but
going in the same vein as like the first episode where those little code people had feelings and things,
Yeah.
it is the same.
Yeah.
Those are real people
Like,
doing that over
it's-
and over again.
Like I took to Hang the
to
DJ.
find this algorithm.
Like I took Hang the DJ as like Black Mirror playing with the star-crossed lovers thing.
Oh yeah.
But the tragedy is instead of it, Romeo and Juliet dying once,
They just keep doing it.
it happens forever. Like it's like pie.
I challenge that with the simplicity of the
Uh-huh.
premise of since in the last 2 seasons, dating apps have become a really standard part of society,
Oh yeah.
and Black Mirror likes to play games on society itself,
Yeah.
and it seemed much more like they were just going. You think with when you go to use a dating app that you don't understand how deep the algorithm goes.
But
to
it's
do
Black
it.
Mirror still. So they went to the future. Like they actually took those people's personalities and put them into the computer to see how this play out.
That's not any
Will
different than
they-
now. Was the point that I
No,
got from
I
it.
know. I think we're saying the same thing. You're just looking at this side of it that is when they see each other at the bar. You're looking at that side.
Yeah.
We're looking at inside the machine.
Yeah.
Those two lovers
They
went
see
through
the
all those
other,
things.
Yeah, and they see all the other
like real people.
pieces of the equation.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. Like they literally saw them all, and then after they all disappeared,
Then it was
then
like
you
it
saw
is a
two
match.
new ones. Yeah, and it says a match. You see two new ones in the bar at the end.
That was real life.
Oh no, that was real life.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like
They went through
If
all that
that's
a
real
million
life-
times.
They never went through it. Is the point.
No, but I'm saying
if
they
that's
did.
your life, if I'm not mistaken,
the computer did.
it doesn't say like 100%. It says like 99.8.
99.9, whatever, yeah.
No, I think it was 99.8.
9.8, yeah.
So my point is, those two that met is no guarantee
Of course not.
But that's my point. I think it's just gonna start it all over again. There's no such thing as a perfect match. My point is, yeah, if that's real life, what makes us think that is real life? That could just be another simulation.
I mean, that's
true.
true.
Like, you're putting more faith in that system they had.
No, just is that I feel realistically they remembered each other in there, and they don't remember each other, and they don't know each other in real life.
Yeah, basically they're saying inside the phone.
So
the
you
reason,
think it's a happy ending?
yeah,
Super
because
happy.
basically
I interpreted that completely different. I took it like they went through all that shit a billion times, and then they meet, and it still ain't guaranteed, and that all could have been for it's gonna start
What?
over.
No, what happened was
That's how I
inside
saw
that world.
shit. It's Black Mirror.
It's true, but
that
it
was-
no.
What
but
happy endings you get in Black
You're
Mirror?
but
projecting on
inside
one.
that world,
The whole shit is a projected Black Mirror.
but
That's what the
basically,
screen looked like when you turn it off. That's
but
why
the
it's called
two people,
that.
the two people at the end that met at the bar were using that app.
Exactly.
No, but I mean, like what we saw was how they brought those two together.
right.
They never experienced that.
They didn't experience that. That was them as real people in the real
Right.
world, and we were watching the
But see,
computer world
this-
simulate. Oh, are they a match? Let's simulate it 100 times, and 98.8 times they rebelled, which
what-
means yes, you guys should go on a date.
But what's
match.
a common theme in Black Mirror? That even the virtual lives of people matter. Virtual lives matter.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So
they really did
so
have that.
they're even if your premise is right, that's them in real life meeting.
Right.
How many had to die to make that happen? And it's not even 100%. And since they're using the app, right, which isn't guaranteed, it could just start all over again.
It
If
could,
it
but they're
doesn't work
not.
out, if it's the 0.2%.
It could. That's true, but
That's
they're
my
also not
point.
in the same constraints. They're not given an
You
expiration
don't know
date.
that.
They're not.
You don't know that.
We do.
I guess.
No, we don't.
But the
You
app,
don't.
Bro, exactly. We don't know.
the app is the computer, and the bar was real life.
Alright, but the bar.
They're just saying, like, imagine that's what's happening in your phone every time you go to Match.com.
Alright.
They gave us a file, like like a super long version
Yeah.
of something that happens this
Like
In
fast.
2 seconds, like you
right,
swiped.
that's the
What is it?
part.
Left,
Yeah,
right? You
that-
swiped
like-
one way.
That's the part that breaks the wall.
Yeah.
Not them. Them meeting is the shortest part because it means the least.
Yeah.
But what happens? What happens if the story that we saw at length?
Maybe they are the
You added
0.2%.
shit, bro.
Wait.
I mean, it's true.
But wait a
That's
minute,
why
how
Black Mirror leaves it.
That's why we love it. What happens if the story, the last arc that we saw that completed the algorithm or whatever?
Yeah.
What happens if that?
They were the
Happens to
ones
them.
that failed.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What happens if they don't hook up that first time and then they have to go through all this shit?
Oh, you mean reality?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then
But
it
that's just
happens
life.
all over again.
And that's good.
But they're not. But
Did
there's
I say
no.
it's bad or good? I
you
just
said bad.
no, but I said it was
He
sad.
said it was sad.
I said sad
Oh.
because then it's
And I
like
saw-
it's never gonna work.
It will work.
Always
That's
gonna
not-
lead on them escaping and then okay, start over, and then it happens again in a different.
But that's
And
not
that's the-
real
They need a
life.
pool instead.
That's the part.
That
that's
wasn't
projection
real
on your
life.
end. That's the part that's projection on
Alright,
your end.
I'm
and
just
not-
going by what was in that
The narrative says something completely different.
to you.
No. It just said something. It says it.
To you,
No, it's on film. They smile. They leave us with that moment. They don't leave us with them breaking up.
and then we can interpret.
He's
it.
saying that if we kept watching, they could break up. But they're
Good.
not
At the
in
end,
the.
the aliens, motherfuckers could have made it to Earth.
Yeah, but aliens,
but it didn't happen.
aliens didn't give you a percentage of success. This did.
99.8.
No, it didn't.
99.8.
I'll link you.
Aliens said we got a 66% chance of making it to Earth. No,
But it wasn't 66. This was 99.8%.
99.8.
I'm going to say they were soulmates, and that's what the app was showing.
Oh, there ain't no souls of Black Mirror. There's cookies.
They were soulmates.
Ain't no souls. There's cookies though.
It doesn't matter. They were
You got
soulmates.
teddy bears that love you or don't. That's what you get.
No.
I don't know what.
I don't know. That wasn't my favorite episode. That was a cute episode that I was like, oh, dating sucks. I was like, look how awkward they are. It was like, whatever. But then I was like, haha. It's like Intel processor commercials. You know, Intel, and then like,
Yo.
and then you're like, oh, that's what's inside the Intel processor.
Next time I go on a date, I'm just gonna smack my date's phone with my phone. And if her screen cracked, Be like, nah, you too weak for me.
Like spoons?
No, you just gotta look at your expiration date.
That's
You just gotta look at your expiration date.
Yo,
we gotta play spoons to see if we can spoon, and
Listen,
that's it.
Spoon should decide everything.
my
Gorilla
favorite
Glass
episode.
decides everything.
Mr. President, we going to war.
Flick.
I freaking hated that game. It hurt so much.
Oh, you were playing with all the right people.
He's playing
It
without the
hurt so
safety
much.
gun.
I never played. I was like, I'm done with this. All you do is hit my fingers.
Yo, we used to make like shanks out of them shits. You know that, right? Like sharp. We used to sharpen the ends.
Because you guys went to jail school.
We did. We very much did.
It makes me think about that Batman
Yeah,
animated series
probably
episode where
is.
they lose their memory in the
We've been watching the
working camps.
animated series over. So.
Oh. Yo, I love that. Oh, when they put him in the hot box.
Yeah, they do.
Yo, that episode is crazy. The fat dude, sweaty dude,
Yeah.
the warden. That episode was good.
We just watched that episode like 2 days ago.
Yes, the music in that episode is Black Lightning levels of good. Yeah.
Anyway.
They put Bruce in the hot box. He kicks out. Doesn't he kick out of it? My man kicks out of it.
like he's the knight.
Yes.
All black everything. He's the knight.
Oh, yeah.
But he always be wearing mustard and brown. It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, they dressed him up.
Why is he wearing this big ass suit?
He's like a 70s pimp.
And the warden is eating like chicken legs, turkey legs
Oh,
outside.
yeah. That's how
Like,
it
where
is.
you getting at? You in a desert.
Hey, that boy.
Yeah. Like,
Anyways.
Nah, man.
My favorite episode is the first episode.
USS Callus.
of
The
Batman?
What happened to that first? No. Black Mirror. The Callister, yes. When they're on the ship and it's like Star
yeah.
Trek.
Of course you'd love that fucking episode.
It was. I was like, what's happening here? But then also, like, and I tried to say to people, I guess not everybody watched Futurama like I did, but I was like, this is exactly like that Futurama episode.
I think that's why Futurama doesn't exist anymore, because
Not everybody watched it like I did.
Yeah.
You know the episode where that cloud being forced all the heads to be on the planet and do all the Star Trek episodes?
Yeah.
He literally took all their heads, made them bodies, and then forced them to do stuff.
Yeah,
That was exactly what happened.
pretty much.
I was like, yo, except this time it wasn't like a kid.
Black Mirror is nothing if not derivative.
Whoever wrote that episode was like, this would be, remember that Futurama episode? This would be good.
Whatever cocktail of drugs they took, that was definitely playing in the background.
Exactly.
Oi!
Oh.
Remember episode Futurama with the thing, Star Trek.
What's the name was on that? Kirsten Dunst was on that episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
right.
was just like walking while they
Yeah.
were talking.
This is weird.
Why? I don't know why.
Just to be a part.
Just
Wait.
For the culture.
for the culture, yeah.
So, no, I mean, the reason I love it is, you know, Star Trek was hilarious.
But
But,
took their genitalia away. Like,
yeah, that was messed up.
The reveal was everything.
That was
well,
messed up.
I mean, not
It was
much
like
of
Dogma.
The Ken doll reveal.
Ken doll.
Yeah, I mean,
But the fact that, like, when he came into the real world, like, he was maniacal. But then in the real world, he couldn't be. And it was just like that idea of, like, your inside self and what other people force you to do and how you become. And
but the thing is that in the real world, he was maniacal because
that's true.
He was getting their DNA through
He
very
was.
dubious and
he
devious
got
means.
his son's lollipop. Like,
Yeah.
how creepy is that?
Yeah, that was OD. But I mean, the guy was a dick in real life. Anyway,
Yeah, he was.
the boss.
The boss was.
Yeah, the guy that played the creator, I forgot his name.
He looked like Matt Damon, right?
Yeah, he was a low
looked
budget Matt
just
Damon.
like-
He
yeah.
was on Breaking Bad. He
He was?
he was a character on Breaking Bad that everyone fucking hated. They
Ah.
fucking hated him. And I mean, spoiler Breaking Bad. I mean, we're 10 years out. We're 10 years out.
It's all right.
He
Do
kills a
that.
kid in Breaking Bad. That character, like a kid,
Oh.
like they pull off this. I love that episode. They pull off this.
Spoilers.
Fuck. It's 10 years out. It's too late. Okay. They pull
It's
off.
all right. I think I know the end of the whole series. So.
Fuck outta here. Walter, like they pull off this fucking train heist. Okay.
What
Just-
happens in this show?
It's
Oh my
GTA.
God.
It's Grand Theft Auto,
They
pretty
pull
much.
off a fucking train heist to get like these chems that they need to make their fucking meth, right? And when I tell you they pull it off, and you're thinking,
We did it.
we did it,
We
you
made
guys.
it. And then he's like, pop, pop, pop.
No, they
Killing children?
turn and there's a fucking kid in the middle of the desert on his bike who sees what they just fucking did. Okay?
Like Incredibles. Every time he does something with his car, the kid's
yes,
like...
that's exactly what I said when I saw the episode. I was like, do it again. All right? And, you know, they're all like, what do we do? And when they're about to discuss, like, a plan, like one of them was thinking probably going to pay him off. No, this guy, your Captain McAllister dude, fucking busts a cap in the kid's ass. And kills him.
He was like, somebody got to do it.
Yeah, he was going to talk. You know? So the reason I bring up Breaking Bad is because at the end...
He was that character.
No, at the end, Aaron Paul is the voice of the aggressive player.
Oh, yeah.
And Aaron Paul and this guy were on Breaking Bad.
Oh, he is?
He's the voice at the end. He's like, I'll kill you, you know, whatever.
That was so funny. I was like, oh, so they got away from that annoying dick, but welcome to the world of dicks that exist in the internet.
Yeah. Bags of dicks.
Yeah.
Just bags.
Just like a bushel.
Welcome to VR chat.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Shout out to VR chat.
But they were in control then.
I mean, yes.
They're like, let's get out of here.
But they had, they were in control, but they had one fucking quarter. You know what I'm saying?
And they had genitals.
Okay, but you got one quarter. YOLO. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's... Whereas before, they were immortal, but with massive drawbacks. Now, if that guy wanted to chase him down and kill them, you know, you're dead. Done.
I mean, also, they're not really real.
They're not. But I'm saying the virtual selves,
right?
Which again,
we're not going this route because
virtual lives matter in Black Mirror. Once they die,
they
dead.
do. They can always come back. But settle this for me.
Sure.
Because the guy who was the dick boss, but in the virtual world was being tortured, you know, his son, he had to go down into that engine and get burned alive and died. He died, right?
He's not at
the end in the new ship.
He died. No, doesn't he show up?
People keep telling me he shows up, and I was like, yo, what?
I thought he did yeah, he shows up. He shows up with the mutant lady, the one that got transformed into the he shows up with her.
Michelle Cole. They show up together.
No, her and the one
whatever
that
from accounting.
Lillian,
from accounting.
Yeah.
Someone pull up a picture of this.
I'm pretty sure that they do.
How he came back if his code got burned up?
I mean, but remember, the reason they were going through the wormhole is because in the
update
where they were, in the update is because where they were always going to be alive. So when they went through the update, it's like a refresh. So that's why.
So like even though he died, his code was still there and it just got updated.
Like he suffered.
Right.
Like immensely, he felt it.
I
think they get reset. I could have swore he comes back.
Whatever. Listeners out there, if you find it, send me a picture of this. Go to our Facebook, our 2Nerds Facebook, or what are we? Or Twitter.
Or IG. DM
or any of that. Just share a picture, tag us, because then I just need to see if that was real. Did he come back alive?
Or, we could just watch the fucking episode.
I got time for that. I need to rely on our 7 fans. Gamer Bloodline.
Yo,
send me a picture.
Yo, shout out to Rob, yo.
Shout out to Rob.
And since this episode is all black everything, what was Rob's nickname in high school, friends?
Black Rob.
Rob.
This is
black.
Okay.
Black.
I love it.
Yo, Black.
I'm black, y'all.
Yeah.
Blackity black, and I'm black, y'all.
So it's y'all, not yo, right? You want to say yo.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's got to be the right situation. Got to be the right situation.
What do you call yo-yos?
No, but I'm saying the colloquialism of yo.
Like,
I know what the I'm messing.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not even gonna say that. That's gonna sound bad on recording.
Oh, so you don't say ayo?
No.
I say that all the time.
I know. I haven't perfected that one, so it's not gonna happen. I can't.
I literally just want to pull it up. I just want to see the end. And
guys, our fans will help us.
How would they even know if we paused it right now?
Look.
To check. They wouldn't.
You want to take a break so we can prove this?
I was going to do it on the break. If there is one. If there isn't, we'll keep it moving.
I mean, at this point.
I was going to order pizza, so.
Hope everybody have to go to the bathroom. I just want to say I was right.
Yo, you don't even let us say you were right, LeBron?
No. I don't need an assist.
No, I mean, the other day, before his game, last night, before his game, he wrote a post to himself congratulating his forthcoming accomplishment of scoring 30,000 points. Like, he wrote a whole
He knew
thing.
it was going to happen.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, he
he
wasn't
far.
Congratulatory thing, huh?
It's 30? I keep thinking it's 300.
No, he's the
Good
youngest.
Lord.
No.
That's a lot of... That's a lot of...
France.
I don't know, man.
How old is he?
Nah, he's the youngest to reach the 30,000 landmark for points. I think he's the 7th player or 8th player all time to reach that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not LeBroning myself.
You just literally LeBron yourself.
I'm just saying I was right.
Yeah, but congratulations though. Nah, you were right. Yeah, the dude that kills himself in the engine,
He's
whatever,
dead.
he's dead. He's
He
dead.
is.
DED.
Yeah.
He
And for the
doesn't
hardcore
get
Black
redone.
Mirror fans that were shaking their heads at us having to check that.
Yeah.
Fuck you, okay?
Legit.
All due respect.
Let's just say...
All due respect.
We love the show too, but it's a lot to process.
I was that diehard fan because I was right.
For y'all motherfuckers that remember you died, I bet you didn't.
You were with
kiss the
me.
dust.
You were with
Aye,
me.
so
Show me that.
aye,
All I'm saying is
aye.
he didn't get updated. He got burned.
Nah, he got burned. He got firewalled.
He did. But let's just say he got freed.
He got burned.
He was freed.
Oh well, he was fried.
They got updated, but
He got
he get to leave.
Damn, he got chicharrón.
Listen, Tommy nor him is in there anymore. Okay, so before we close out, I want to talk about a couple of things. One, the man I love, besides France, Tom Holland.
I can name a bunch.
The
anyway,
man.
I was gonna say, the
Like, you
man
were
child.
like 15.
I'm about to call up some people about that.
But
They need to
But-
monitor your emails.
it's not done. Part 2 is with the other man I love,
There's a list.
Both named Tom.
Tom Hardy.
Or John.
Tom Hardy.
No.
No.
What?
Mostly Tom's.
All right.
She just likes his butt.
Yeah,
Who?
I know.
Oh, John. Yeah, who doesn't like his butt? That's...
And you can't spell bottom without Tom.
Woo!
What? Listen, Tom Hardy is about to be Venom. Oh my gosh. If he said yes to that, that means it's going to be phenomenal.
Well, hold all of your horses.
Are you about to diss Tom Hardy?
No. Of course
Have you seen Tom Hardy with dogs?
Of course, I'm not going to fucking diss Tom Hardy. I love Tom Hardy. You know, the
We all
beautiful
do.
voice. You know, I love him, but he's not where my concern comes in. The concern comes in, as we've said before, that Sony is doing the spin-off Venom movie,
Right.
and it's not 100% confirmed to be even part of the MCU. So it's like,
So like,
what is the point? Like,
Yeah.
take advantage of the connection. But
That's
there's
true.
been rumors recently
Mm-hmm.
that Peter Parker, Tom Holland,
Mm-hmm.
might make an appearance in this film.
But,
Maybe
like-
not as Spider-Man.
What?
Yeah, but maybe not as Spider-Man. But the point is, if Tom Holland playing Peter Parker is in this movie, that would tie it to the MCU, and then hopefully you would expect the same level of quality and
Right.
cohesiveness to be playing a role here.
Or they're just, it's not going to be really connected, but they can give like,
Ugh.
you know what I mean? It's like so nice to get those fans excited, but that doesn't mean it's connected. It's like, oh, look at this flashback or something. You know what I mean?
Well, the Sao Paulo Comic-Con just went down a few weeks ago, and Tom Hardy was actually supposed to, and some of the production crew was supposed to be at the con. They couldn't make it, so he did a video conference into one of the main conference halls, and they talked shop for like 30 minutes about.
Spoilers.
No, they were on sets because they couldn't leave the set to go do it because it snowed so much.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So they're there, but they're just talking shop, and Tom looked really happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Hardy, to be clear.
Tom Hardy.
Right.
looked really happy, and the director was just talking about the process. I got a good feeling about this Venom movie.
That you think is connected.
That what they were saying gave me a lot of hope that it was connected. The paraphernalia, and stuff, and merch that they gave out looked on brand with MCU.
Okay.
What Marvel Studios has done with Disney, like it looked.
Well, I mean, if they're smart, they would tap into that because obviously it makes money.
Less about money, more about quality.
Yeah,
that's all.
But it makes more money when the quality is better. People come back and see it more than once.
That's why I said the perceived or hopeful quality of the MCU films. Like, just because it's connected, that doesn't mean, we just hope.
Thor 2 happened.
Yeah, Thor 2 happened. So it's like,
did happen.
The thing is that Sony also has these other, like they want to do a Black Cat movie. They want to do a fucking Morbius movie.
They just excited. They're excited.
That one, Silver Sable. So it's like, those are interesting characters, but motherfucker, work with the MCU so that those characters are tied in, because that strengthens your brand, their brand.
But does that also shackle you?
Yes.
If they want to do anything they want, they can't if they sign some kind of deal with Disney.
But listen, the Sony Unshackled gave us the Tobey Maguire trilogy and the Andrew Garfield.
The emo.
Hey, at the time we liked it. I mean,
No.
there was a couple things that didn't work out
but
well.
Sony Pictures is borderline. They're probably gonna end up selling away properties the same way Fox did. Like
listen, Thor 2 happened, right?
Yeah, right. It did. But I'm saying Sony, with possibly the third or second most recognizable superhero on the planet,
So exciting.
has not been able to keep their movie studios in the black. Okay? All black everything. So right. So with that being said, I don't want them to get ahead of themselves and start making, these more Marvel brand shit if they're gonna have the same outcome as this other older Spider-Man stuff they were doing. You might as well tie it in. If you got Tom Hardy, he's a heavy hitter.
Yeah, that's why I said he
in.
signed on, though. That's a good sign.
No,
Tom Hardy said yes.
Yeah, but
Well, I mean, things can go they can go right to the wire and get canned. Like things work
with Tom Hardy on it.
Higher grade folks have dropped from things way later in the game.
I guess.
And I mean, for what it's worth.
But they don't have a track record like that. Where like,
who?
Well,
Sony.
I mean, like in the sense where it's like editing is a problem. Like with
Spider-Man
Batman
3.
versus.
No,
that wasn't an editing problem. That was an all-around problem.
I was gonna say that's worse than editing.
That
problem.
was
when your film is so shit that you can't edit it into being decent.
But didn't Sony do Valkyrie as well? Or did I make that up?
Valkyrie.
The what with Tom Cruise?
Hitler, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I don't
because
know,
that
maybe.
movie simply suffered from editing.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I did hear that one was bad. But I feel like they wouldn't get the same people as Valkyrie in something like this. Listen,
bottom line is Sony.
I'm not saying they have a consistent track record.
Right.
But
the bottom line, even if they did, the bottom line is one of their most profitable films was Homecoming. Okay. So let's keep that going, motherfuckers, and just hop on the train. Stop trying to. You're gonna fuck it up if you go and try to do your own thing so early. Like, develop this character, develop more Spider-Man stuff. Yeah. Tie it into the MCU.
But I think they will. Like what France was saying is that like the Venom that we're gonna see is not gonna be like origin story again. We're not gonna get what's his name from that 70s show type of like how did this no. That's not gonna happen.
Well, we don't know what the fuck is gonna be because I mean for fans that know Venom's
the director at the con
was very vague, right?
No, he cited which comic book art that they're gonna
but
they're taking the character from.
Right.
It still won't be exact probably, but
where they're influencing it.
But it'll be like in Homecoming when he was like the spider's dead, man. Like we didn't see him get bit by a spider. We didn't see
but that's different from but that's different from the Venom thing. Like the reason why Homecoming didn't go into that is because for one, he was already introduced in Civil War. In the MCU, I'm saying.
Yeah.
And for 3, like we had already seen his origin with great power, blah blah blah. We've seen that.
Yeah.
Venom, you can argue, has not been done justice as much for us to just skip over his origin. So
Well, if they do it, I think they should do it different than most origin stories. I would like that. Because if you're just gonna give me another origin, it's like all these superheroes like always the same origin. Like
I think they might skip it. I think they
how the hell
might.
does Venom make sense if you skip it?
But I don't know if
because-
skip more than it's like disjointed.
Yeah, I
I'd
was gonna
love
say-
to see a disjointed origin story
Okay,
where
I
it's like he's in it and then like because
Yeah.
Venom takes over you, right?
Yeah.
So then like all those moments when maybe he's trying to get out, you see how he began.
Oh, okay.
That would be so
Alright,
dope to
okay.
me.
I was thinking they might go for a story
Like
that.
a fragmented
Yeah.
pieces.
They need to have him start morally ambiguous, because if they want to keep the character, and now that in the comic universe we now know the entire origin
Of the
symbiote
symbiotes,
race,
yeah.
Right.
so it's like, and they're not malevolent.
No,
naturally.
they're not.
So there's a
Right.
whole.
It's
another
like who
story.
the host is or something, right?
No, there's a even much larger, more sci-fi kind of Guardians type story that exists now. That is now a part of this our core part of this character. If they ever want to go there, they can't start street level. They can't start. I'm evil.
Because then they'll go corny with it. It'll be like Spider-Man 3.
That's the pratfall that they're looking to avoid. That's what the pieces of that is. What the the director was vague at the Brazilian Comic-Con, but it was.
If they got the right people behind
they're
it, I think
thinking
we're going to
about
be
it.
okay.
Right.
the way that you want them to think about
I don't know
just-
if it's going to be perfect. But...
Right. I mean, it's gonna be R-rated.
Oh,
it's rated R.
snap.
Venom without.
Yeah, it's gonna be R-rated. So that's
mean,
why
they
it's
tried.
that's why it's even more interesting that Tom Holland might be in it, because you're like,
He's a
you're-
child.
You're taking the 80s, fucking
John Hughes.
kid, and you're putting him some real shit.
Yeah.
And that might seem like a jump, like there's no transition, there's no
Right.
because God bless Vulture, Michael Keaton's portrayal,
Yeah.
he was dark,
He was.
but that wasn't.
He was somebody's dad.
Yeah, he
That
was
was
somebody's
it. He was
dad.
still somebody's
Yeah,
dad.
that wasn't dark. So it's like Spider-Man, Peter Parker has to be a part of the origin in some way, even if it's a fragment,
Right.
because he's so intrinsically tied to Venom, even formulating and his power set and all this stuff. So I don't know. I don't know how far they're going to deviate from the storylines that you're saying that they reference France, because of course they might. But I just
tread lightly.
bottom line is I need it to be tied into the MCU, and hopefully it's good. Because if it's not tied in the MCU and it's just a standalone floating thing with Tom Hardy, I'm like, that's a lost opportunity. I want to
That's
see.
weird,
I want to see that Venom. I want to see Tom Hardy.
I feel like it'll be
in
a branch.
scenes with
like, like MCU's like, here's a trunk. And then it's going to be like, oh, look at this flower.
Well, the reason it's a missed opportunity is because we know if it bombs, we have to wait that much longer.
For
For
the
them to
real
get it
thing.
right.
For it to get it, for us
They
to
did
get
it twice. Third time's a charm.
No, hopefully the second time is the charm. Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, is that everything?
No, last thing is super exciting because I'm sure we'll talk about it more when it comes the day of Oscar nominations. It's a big day in nerd history.
That might be like a whole episode, but
But Logan got nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay.
yes, it did. It didn't get the Best Picture nomination.
But in comic world, that's Best Picture.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
No, for now, the legitimacy factor, like because people want to make the argument about why Wonder Woman didn't make it into the Oscars. That's because it was
Because it wasn't that good of a movie.
It wasn't a story that was
Is
adapted.
it Oscar worthy?
Because if it was,
No.
shout out, props to Patty Jenkins for making what Patty Jenkins made, because it was great for what it was. I was like, but there was no story outside of the story. There was no arc. There was nothing else for her to work with.
Well,
That's why Logan kicked so much ass, because it was a piece of work that was already good. It was like, oh shit, this story's fucking amazing. How can we now make this amazing story transition over into this another medium? It was a great story that was made into another great story.
It was one of the first movies that was able to break this hard shell that is the Oscar, view. So, a lot of times, even
Deadpool
when...
got one, didn't it? Or it got nominated, right?
Who?
Didn't Deadpool get nominated?
no. Golden Globe.
But the thing is about
Probably.
the Oscars is I always talk about this with actor friends too. Is they always need something to be gritty and dirty for you to win. Like Anne Hathaway cut off her hair and sold her teeth as a prostitute in Les Mis and was like Oscar.
How fucking gritty and dirty did you want Wolverine to be?
That that gritty to get an Oscar nomination.
But okay, Oscar nomination.
That's how gritty you gotta, because they need to see like, oh, this is real, this is tough. Like, what did the people have to, the lengths they had to go to portray the roles and to bring this to the screen. That's really like, exactly.
I'm watching.
That's what it is.
I'm watching, as many of the Oscar movies, the Oscar nominated movies that I can. And, Logan is still standing up there as like a really great film.
It's just a good film.
I don't know how. No, I say it's great. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how it's not nominated for Best Picture. Like, the thing is, when I look at because the whole thing is people are saying, the comic book movies today are being treated like the westerns of yesteryear. And I'm like, it's funny because like eventually westerns got the respect.
They did.
And they got those nominations down the line.
They sure did.
And they weren't looked down upon as this, genre that was flooding the market and diluting the art of film, as some people.
But that's the thing.
Label them as. But I'm saying like Logan was almost as uncomic booky as you can get for a film. It was like a western,
and that's why it made it through.
Replaces claws with 6-shooters, and it's like you got yourself a fucking Tombstone like movie.
It was Shane.
Yeah, you get Shane. So I'm like, if this movie didn't get nominated, and then the excuses for Dark Knight back in the day were what they were. Oh, it made too much money. It was just too pop. Bullshit. That was a gritty detective drama, basically. That's
what I'm saying. They're like letting it down. That's what I'm saying. We're beginning to break the shell. That's all that's happening. You're not gonna get best film for quite some time.
That's what I'm saying. If Logan couldn't get a best film nom, I'm looking at all the films, the comic book films that are down the line that they have planned. I'm like,
it's gonna be
none
hard.
of those look like a film. Nothing that's been announced.
Well,
it's gonna be hard.
Looks like something that's gonna get in that realm.
But somewhere between, so let's keep it a buck. Somewhere between the mountain of sexual allegations and then just the things that were like Oprah just got a Cecil B. DeMille award,
yeah, this is gonna take a lot longer.
But it's by design that comic book movies get the snub.
But it's the same thing that was happening for comedy.
But it's not an accident.
But it's the same thing that was happening for comedy for a long time too.
But let's not be surprised that that's the situation. I was like,
no, I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed
on purpose, as they've always been, because there's no reason why Dark Knight shouldn't have got wild now.
But do you understand what I'm saying? I'm looking at Guardians Volume 3 is coming out, Homecoming 2 is coming out. Like I'm looking at the slate that's been revealed, and I'm like,
they just don't take it seriously.
No. But what I'm saying is, I don't think any of those movies are gonna be where we could look at it and say, yo, that was a best film.
But that's what I'm saying.
Not that I really loved it.
Oscars don't take the Academy doesn't take it serious.
That's what I'm saying. But like,
this is the only one that they can
can't take Logan seriously. What I'm saying is, what the fuck is the next movie that has been announced where you're seeing the potential? Like maybe this one could be.
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
We won't know.
Logan's gonna be it, and you're gonna be like, look, we did it, because that's why you celebrate when you get best adapted screenplay. That's legit. You didn't just get best makeup, best special effects, but not saying those things are honorable. Of course they are, but those are the only places that they feel it's relevant to put you in the Oscars when it's a comic book.
I think Wonder Woman got nominated for one of those special effect Oscars or some shit,
or costumes or something. Yeah. Probably, yeah.
It might have as well.
But that's the pin. That's the thing that's holding it together, and that's the thing. The reason that Logan made it there.
It transcended.
But the reason Logan made it there, the reason Guardians made it there, the reason Wonder Woman, well, not Wonder Woman, we'll stick with the Marvel ones, is because, and Marvel already sees that it needs to fit into a genre box in order to get the attention. They've already made that assessment. They made that assessment years ago with Iron Man. When they started this, they were like, oh, we can fit these things into genres, and then that's it. So, because Iron Man is pretty much freaking Indiana Jones, it's just a raw action adventure. Where by the time you get to freaking Captain America: Winter Soldier, you're looking at a political thriller. I was like, they are literally New Mutants will be a horror movie. Like they are literally moving into genre, knowing that at some point somebody's gonna crack it.
Well, in terms of like Oscar stuff, though, shout out to Fox because Deadpool, like it did get those Golden Globe. It did get
Deadpool, Logan, Guardians?
No,
Deadpool, Logan.
No, I'm saying Deadpool and Logan in terms of how they've been received critically, and then in terms of nominations, I would say in terms of Marvel properties so far, those have been the two most decorated in that sense, being not because I mean
So far, that's the case.
yeah. So shout out to Fox doing and the thing is both of those were R-rated films. And both of those were passion projects. Like it was Hugh Jackman culmination, walking away from a character after all those years, and it was Ryan Reynolds' struggle to get this character right for over 10 years. Like that, there's a lot in common with those two films, and I guess that makes sense why one got as far as Golden Globe nominations, and then one got as far as Best Adapted. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not.
I just don't see anything right now that's on a slate. Like I don't see Aquaman being that film that we walk away from. Yo, damn, that shit. Best film.
Definitely not.
It's probably gonna be a great movie, but
I have OD faith in James Wan's vision for no reason. Outside of the fact that he's never let me down.
I don't know. Listen,
But that doesn't mean he's getting Oscars.
Listen, to the listeners, like what announced movie do you see down the line that's been announced?
No.
Redundancy. Sorry, it was late retired. That you think might be on that Logan level, or might be on that Dark Knight level, where you're like, yo,
it's not
this
gonna
film
happen yet.
might be.
Old man Tony Stark. That's the one.
Hey.
That's what's gonna happen.
Hey.
Then you can see him drinking, and then it's like he did so good.
Pull up.
But legit hit the comments and
Yeah,
let us know.
All Black everything though. I gotta give it up for Get Out. It made it in the top rung of all those
You got
nominations.
best film,
best lead actor,
best director,
best
screenplay,
and best screenplay.
Yeah.
mind you, this is a
All Black
horror
everything.
film.
No, it's a satire.
So
It's a comedy.
They're not calling it a horror film, but it is a horror film.
Like he said, so the director.
No, it's in when it came out. It was a horror film.
It's a horror film. It was
Yeah.
like somebody's gonna crack it. I was like, someone's gonna crack the code and figure out which genre, which writer, director. It's all gonna line up.
Yeah.
What was the last horror film that got nominated for best film?
Nosferatu. No.
Like Interview with a Vampire or something?
Oh.
Bram Stoker shit? Was that nominated?
What's that
Bram
nominated?
Stoker's Dracula may have been.
It may have been.
Yo, hit us up in the comments.
Let us know. What
Let
was
us
that
know.
horror
It was probably
film?
Jason X. Definitely Jason X.
Oh yeah,
Trust the
totally.
people.
Yeah.
But
Bride of
Yeah.
Chucky.
There's like another Chucky movie that came out too.
The Shining. Anyway.
Well, maybe.
Well, yeah. So excited for that. We'll let you know who wins. When is the Oscars?
Wait a minute. We're going to let them know who wins?
Everybody who listens to our podcast is not watching the Oscars.
Don't label them.
I said everybody.
I don't know.
I'm
man.
just saying.
I feel like 7 people will watch the Oscars.
Yo,
Seven
be on
people.
YouTube now. Okay, we're on YouTube now. Less excuses. Get your YouTube Red. Hop on that. Listen to us on YouTube. You don't have to download an additional app. I know you got YouTube on your fucking phones.
It's true.
I said.
Well, check us out. Well, we're going to announce soon. We're going to be doing a draft.
Yeah.
Look out for that. It'll be really fun. And that'll be on YouTube.
Yes, it will.
Oh, and check out our other... We got like 3 episodes on YouTube, too. Our past...
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Number
after
1.
episodes, yeah.
We're getting them up there.
We're
little
doing
by
it
little.
up.
We appreciate your patience during the transition, and during this year, we're gonna be doing a lot of new things.
That stuff.
All right.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we can say that. We can say like, share, subscribe,
comment.
hit the bell so that way you know when we post new shit. Bing. You know, so you get it first. Hit all that.
And Happy New Year.
Well.
We are late.
Now we got.
Happy
Should I hit up
New
Lupe,
Year.
ask him if we could use that song?
Happy New
Black
Year.
Everything.
Oh man, that would be dope. Is there an 8-bit version of it?
Of course.
If there's not, I'll be disappointed.
All right.
Lupe, get on that. Stop playing Street Fighter. Get on that shit.
Facts. You already beat
Or
that,
do it at the
so-
same time because I know you could do that.
Alright.
All right, we out.
Peace.
Ah,
I was like, see? I just literally bite my own tongue.
Yeah.
his
All right.
face. You should have seen your face.
Black.
Errythang.
Wakanda forever.
Forever! It's kind of like who's going to get last word.
Just turn it off.
I mean, you could just push the fucking button, France, and get this all over.
No, you know, every time, if I don't stretch this out,
There's a 99.8
Gems.
chance.
He's gonna just cut it out.
There's a
Gems.
99.8
Gems.
chance I'm not gonna snuff you.
That is,
I took
oh,
the
so
odds
you're
weren't
saying
making.
there's a chance.